Introduction and disclaimer. This video shows all devices in a non-production environment. The devices, in most cases, are off or are fully unplugged from any external power source in order to clearly show the removal and replacement procedures and other aspects of the devices. The instructions in this video are current as of September 2014. Please consult the product manuals for the latest updates and instructions. Before watching this video, you should have already watched the caveats, disclaimers, and warnings video for required information. To replace a storage shelf bezel, you will first need to locate and identify the storage shelf that has the faulty bezel. If necessary, have the customer take you to the unit with the failed component. If the work order provides an appliance serial number, verify that the serial number on the work order matches the serial number on the appliance that the storage shelf is connected to. The serial number is an SYM number that is printed on a label located on a vertical post in the middle of the rear panel of the appliance. All Symantec storage shelves are shipped with a protective bezel that should be installed on the front of the devices. These bezels help to channel air into the devices and provide some protection from accidental damage. The Symantec storage shelf bezels also provide a certain level of intrusion detection by employing a keyed access. The key will restrict access to those individuals that possess the correct key used to unlock and remove the bezel. Should a Symantec storage shelf bezel become damaged, it should be replaced as soon as possible. If the bezel to be replaced is still installed on the front of the primary and expansion storage shelf, you will have to remove it. Since the storage shelf bezels are secured with a keyed latch, you may have to ask the customer for the key in order to remove the bezel. To remove the bezel, insert the storage shelf key into the lock and rotate the key to right or to the left, depending on the condition of the lock, to release the bezel locking mechanism. You should be able to pull the right-hand side of the bezel out and away from the front of the storage shelf. Place the faulty bezel off to the side and out of the way. Now that the bezel has been removed, you can confirm the chassis number of the storage shelf with the number on the work order if noted there. On a net backup 5330 primary storage shelf or an expansion storage shelf, the chassis number is located on a label on the front, lower right corner of the shelf. Unpack the new bezel and prepare the bezel for installation. Insert the bezel key and rotate the key either to the right or to the left so that the metal locking tab is positioned vertically. The storage shelf bezel is notched on the left-hand side. This notch is inserted into a metal tab on the left-hand front side of the storage shelf chassis. Once the bezel is inserted into the notch on the chassis, the bezel can be moved into position against the front of the storage shelf and locked into place. The bezel is new, so the fit will be snug. You may have to press against the front of the bezel firmly in order to compress the RFI shielding while rotating the key in order to lock the bezel into position. Once you have the bezel in place, check to confirm that you can see the storage shelf status lights through the storage shelf indicator windows on the lower left-hand side of the storage shelf bezel. If the bezel is not aligned correctly, remove and refit the bezel until the indicators clearly show the status of the storage shelf. Now that you have completed the replacement of the component, contact the customer and confirm that they are satisfied with the repair. Remember to return the bezel keys to the customer if you obtain the bezel keys from them. After completing the hardware replacement procedures, Symantec recommends that you do the following. Remove all boxes and shipping containers from the installation area. Recycle materials as much as possible, and return any equipment or tools as needed.